Most people break under pressure not because the situation is truly dangerous, but because their mind and body stop working together. The mind jumps forward, imagining failure or judgment, while the body freezes, tightens, or loses rhythm. This inner split creates panic long before anything actually goes wrong. Deadlines, conversations, decisions, even small tasks suddenly feel heavier than they should. Modern stress is rarely physical. It is the tension that appears when the mind races faster than the body can follow. Japanese masters faced far greater pressure, yet they responded with clarity and calm. Whether in martial arts, calligraphy, or daily life, they practiced a principle called Shinshin Ichinyo, the unity of mind and body. This idea allowed them to stay centered even in moments where hesitation meant real danger. In this video, we explore how this ancient principle works and how you can use it as a natural antidote to modern stress. When mind and body move as one, pressure loses its power. Shinshin Ichinyo, which translates to mind and body as one, lies at the heart of many Japanese arts. It teaches that stress arises when these two parts of us separate, when the body is in the present, but the mind is somewhere else. In moments of pressure, the mind often races ahead, imagining outcomes, judgments, or threats, while the body remains tense and disconnected. This internal split creates confusion, fear, and the feeling of losing control. Japanese masters trained the opposite response. In swordsmanship, archery, and even tea ceremony, the goal was to align intention, movement, and breath so completely that mind and body functioned as a single unit. When unity was present, calmness appeared naturally, not as forced relaxation, but as a byproduct of integration. This principle is not abstract philosophy. It is a practical method for handling stress in any situation. When mind and body move together, pressure feels manageable, decisions become clearer, and fear loses its intensity. Shinshin Ichinyo is the foundation of genuine calm under pressure. Under pressure, the mind often leaps ahead into imagined futures. It starts predicting outcomes, rehearsing worst-case scenarios, or worrying about how others will judge us. While the mind runs forward, the body stays stuck in the present. Tight shoulders, shallow breaths, stiff posture. This split creates internal conflict. The mind screams danger, but the body cannot respond, so panic rises. This mismatch is one of the core causes of modern stress. We are rarely overwhelmed by the actual moment. We are overwhelmed by the stories our mind creates about what might happen. The farther the mind drifts from the body, the stronger the anxiety feels. Samurai recognized this pattern long before modern psychology. In their training, whenever the mind wandered into imagined outcomes, they immediately returned attention to physical sensation. The grip of the sword, the weight of the feet, the movement of breath. By pulling the mind back into the body, they restored unity and dissolved panic. The lesson is simple. When the mind races ahead, calmness begins by returning to the body. When pressure rises, most people instinctively hold their breath or shift into fast, shallow breathing. This reaction is automatic, but it sends a powerful signal to the brain. We are in danger. The body tightens, the heart speeds up, and clarity disappears. Stress doesn't come from the situation itself. It comes from the body's amplified response to it. Poor breathing turns minor pressure into full tension. Japanese martial traditions treated breath as the foundation of calm. A swordsman who forgot to breathe became rigid and predictable. A calligrapher with tense breath lost control of the brush. The principle was universal. Breath anchors the mind. By learning to extend the exhale, Japanese practitioners lowered their internal alarm system. A long, steady exhale activates the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing panic and restoring focus. Even in intense situations, this simple shift in breathing allowed them to stay composed. Modern stress often begins with breath that is too quick or too tight. Correcting it is one of the fastest ways to regain control under pressure. Shinshin Ichinyo teaches that calmness appears naturally when the mind and body act as one. Instead of trying to fight stress mentally, the Japanese approach restores unity. The mind follows the body follows the breath, and the breath follows attention. When these elements align, pressure loses its ability to overwhelm you. You stop reacting from panic and begin responding from presence. For samurai, this unity was essential. In battle, hesitation meant danger. If the mind drifted into fear while the body prepared to move, the gap created confusion and tension. By anchoring awareness in physical sensation and breath, they eliminated this internal split. Calmness wasn't an emotion. It was a structural state where everything worked together. In everyday life, Shinshin Ichinyo becomes a practical antidote to stress. Instead of overthinking, you reconnect with your body. Instead of shallow breathing, you guide your exhale. Instead of scattering attention, you return to the immediate action. Unity restores clarity, and clarity restores calm. The first practical way to apply Shinshin Ichinyo is to return your awareness to the body the moment pressure rises. Stress pulls the mind into thoughts, predictions, and fears, but the body exists only in the present. When you deliberately feel the body, the mind is forced to rejoin it. This instantly reduces anxiety and restores control. Start with the simplest anchor, your feet. Feel their contact with the ground. Notice the weight distribution, the pressure points, the stability beneath you. Then bring attention to your posture. Relax your shoulders, lengthen the spine, soften the jaw. These small adjustments create physical stability, and physical stability creates mental stability. Samurai use this method constantly. Before drawing a sword or entering a difficult moment, they grounded themselves, feeling balance, breath, and posture. This prevented the mind from drifting into fear or hesitation. In modern life, this technique works during conversations, presentations, deadlines, or stressful decisions. When you return to the body, your thoughts quiet down. Presence replaces panic. Unity begins here. One of the fastest ways to regain calm under pressure is to control the breath. When stress rises, breathing becomes shallow and rapid, signaling danger to the brain. This creates a loop: tense breath, tense mind, even tenser breath. Japanese martial traditions broke this loop with a simple rule: the exhale must be longer than the inhale. A long exhale tells the body that the situation is safe, allowing clarity to return. Samurai trained this constantly. Before striking, speaking, or making decisions, they used slow, steady breaths to stabilize the nervous system. Many schools followed a pattern like 4-2-6 or 4-4-8. Inhale through the nose, hold briefly, and release slowly through the mouth. The extended exhale lowered adrenaline and restored focus. This method works in any modern situation. During exams, arguments, work pressure, or unexpected stress. Rather than trying to calm the mind directly, you let the breath calm the body, and the body naturally calms the mind. This is Shinshin Ichinyo in action. Under pressure, most people try to do several things at once. The mind jumps between tasks, worries, and outcomes, creating overload and confusion. This scattered attention intensifies stress and makes even simple actions feel overwhelming. Japanese philosophy offers a powerful alternative: Ichigyo Zanmai, the practice of doing one action with full presence. The idea is simple. Choose a single step and give it complete attention. No multitasking, no mental rehearsing of the next move, no internal commentary. When the mind narrows to one action, the body relaxes and pressure dissolves. This unity creates a sense of control even in difficult situations. Samurai used this principle in combat, where focusing on one movement was essential for survival. Calligraphers used it when the entire piece depended on the quality of a single stroke. In modern life, it works during deadlines, conversations, creative tasks, or decision-making. When you commit to one action fully, stress has nowhere to attach. The mind becomes quiet, the body steady, and calm naturally returns. When you bring all three practices together, returning to the body, controlling the breath, and focusing on one action, you begin to understand the real meaning of Shinshin Ichinyo. Calmness is not something you force. It is something that appears when mind and body stop pulling in different directions. Stress grows in the gap between them. Unity removes that gap. Japanese masters never treated calmness as a mood. It was a state of alignment. When the body feels stable, the mind steadies. When the breath slows, the nervous system quiets. When attention narrows to one action, panic loses its grip. Calmness becomes a natural side effect, not an effortful task. This is why Shinshin Ichinyo works under pressure. It doesn't require positive thinking, mental tricks, or emotional control. It simply reconnects what was separated. Unity brings clarity. Clarity brings calm. And calm makes any challenge easier to face. Japanese masters understood that calmness isn't a gift, it's a skill. And like any skill, it grows when the mind and body learn to move together. Shinshin Ichinyo shows that pressure becomes overwhelming only when we're divided inside. When unity returns, stress loses its intensity and clarity replaces fear. You don't need to eliminate pressure from your life. You only need to meet it with alignment. Feel your body, slow your breath, focus on one action. These simple practices shift you from reaction to presence, from panic to stability. With time, they become your natural response, not a technique you struggle to remember. If this idea resonates with you, share in the comments. I will stay calm under pressure. And if you want more Japanese wisdom on presence, clarity, and inner strength, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and remember, calm is not the absence of pressure, it is the unity that carries you through it.